Good morning. While I was preparing for today's panel, I discovered something fascinating about our community. Something that made me curious, and I will be happy to share it with you all today. We have a growth rate of 533% on searches for gaming hashtags. 533%. That's a huge number, don't you think? So I dug deeper to better understand what does it mean. We have a gaming community that is rapidly growing on a global level. But what is helping our engaged audience to grow so quickly? Trust. TikTok grabs attention in a way no other platform can replicate, with full screen, sound on, and hyper-relevant content at all times. We deliver the right message to the right audience at the right time. That's how we build trust. TikTok provides results across the entire marketing funnel and deliver big brand moments. Trust is key. We've learned that once we provide a platform, we build a community, and we provide trust, our audience will play and then will pay in your games. My name is Yael, and I'm heading the Gaming Client Solutions team here in TikTok Israel for the past 2 years. And in the next 25 minutes, our panelists will take you through their success stories. You will hear from Noam Sagi, coming from Candivore, how to leverage the power of organic community. And you will hear from Aliza Busbiv, coming from Playtika, how to scale a successful performance campaign while applying for TikTok best practices. You will also hear from one of our own, Liraz Dvora, who is heading the creative team here in Israel and TikTok. And he will share with you some tips and tricks about creatives and creators. So please welcome them to the stage, Noam, Aliza, and Liraz.
One next to the previous one.
Like Flarium against Vidalgo. X. So great. It's great to see you all with us today. And I would like to quickly introduce you again so everyone will better understand your roles. So here with us we have Noam Sagi, CMO at Candivore. Candivore is one of the fastest growing gaming startups and has been taking the world by storm with their hit game Matchmaster. So thank you for coming today. We have also Aliza Busbiv, marketing team leader at Playtika. Aliza covers the marketing for several titles at the gaming giant. And Liraz, as promised, heading the creative team in Israel and Europe, covering everything, just from strategy to creative production, client education. So thank you, Liraz, for joining us today. So as the first question is to you, Noam. You joined Candivore at a very exciting time. How do you see the state of a mobile gaming industry today?
So I think it's a very broad question, but we're facing a very interesting period where we see many companies acquire others, as we saw in the previous panel here. We see a consolidation between the big companies that are making the competition, that are making the competition even stronger than the past. Resulting in higher CPMs, higher CPIs, not only because of the consolidation, but also because of privacy regulations that are coming in, scan network that is very challenging, as we all know, and other factors that are making the competition on the users even stronger and challenging. And I think also that this is the reason why some companies are going a bit backward to offline and other marketing strategies to tackle this lake of data and increase in CPIs.
So it seems like that all of us experienced the challenge post-ATT. And I think that we turned, the challenge into opportunity in TikTok, and we see a lot of advertisers already scaling and see good performance in iOS. And next question is to you, Aliza. In 2022, Playtika saw considerable success on TikTok, most notably with your casual title, Redecor, which is also your relatively new product. How would you describe your success with TikTok that led it to be one of your main performance channels?
Okay, so Playtika acquired Reworks 6 months ago. It was a studio that developed Redecor. It's a home design app. I really recommend everyone to download it. When we got the product, TikTok account was paused, and me and the team, we figured out that our target audience is obviously on TikTok. We were aiming mainly for the US, so we decided to relaunch TikTok. I think that what led it to be one of our top performing sources was the creative, that I will elaborate about it in the next questions. But a lot of creative work and TikTok product maturity, which basically we had a lot of opportunities there in terms of optimization, value, AEO for purchase, and even app install. They all showed really good results.
Great, thank you. Noam, Candivore also saw a huge success on TikTok at the turn of the year, where your innovative marketing campaigns led to an impressive results using Sparkets. Please share more about your goal and why did you choose TikTok?
So we chose TikTok because I think part of the reason of the strategy was to capture certain markets. And obviously, TikTok have an impressive amount of users in all of those markets that we're running our UA efforts. It was also a very beneficial way for us to generate localized creative for the native country that speaks the same language. So definitely it was a good win for us. And also working with the local creators, I think we learned a lot from them about the trends and the things that are going on in their specific countries, geos, and also on global trends on the TikTok platform that not only related to that certain geo.
So you actually discussed about working with creators on these campaigns. How was it actually your experience working with them? What was working, didn't work with them when you did this work with them?
So first of all, we have Maria in our team. She's right there in the audience. And she did an amazing job by finding the right creators and working with them and bringing the best creative that performed well in those countries with the right slang and trend that is really dedicated to the same country. And also, I think that in Candivore, we have less resources comparing to other companies. So it was really, really, really beneficial way for us to generate this content in the right flow that TikTok platform demands. So yeah.
Yeah, I think it's super interesting working with creators. They're great resources to work with when you try to do the creative. They're a great way to localize creative. I can say that from a creative team perspective, we are learning a lot from them. They, creators are not only just a great resource to do stuff. We as creatives learning a lot from them, producing based on their trends, based on their creative language. They're leading the way. We see a lot of UGC today content, not only on TikTok, by the way, all across. And I think this is affecting a lot about what all of us doing, and they'll change the best practices. Aliza, we actually worked together on the initial creatives for Redecor. How did you find it working for you? Was it beneficial? How this eventually worked?
So I think anyone in the audience who tried to launch a TikTok activity, in the beginning, what you do best, you take your top performing ads from other platforms and you try them on the new channel you want to open. But then, obviously, it didn't work. And TikTok gave us a creative workshop with our creative team. It required a big change in mindset to understand that creatives that work on Facebook or Unity or other channels, they don't work on TikTok. We found that user-generated content is our top ads. And it was really helpful. And this is what we currently do now.
So this is how you actually implemented. How did you implement eventually those learnings following the session and the creative that we did together?
So we also need a big flow of creative. We work with a creative agency that does a lot of UGC videos. We get creatives from TikTok, and we do creatives in-house. We created a testing methodology where each new creative that we have, we upload it first into an app install campaign and test it there. If we see it works, then we open it in a duplicated ad group or campaign, if it's on iOS, and we give it the chance to scale.
Amazing. I think that from a creative perspective, eventually something that really worked there was the fact that we used those learning from creators. We took stuff like the TikTokish text, the text-to-speech, elements like first hooks, combining all of those with the best practices from the game, from the gameplay to create the right balance between both sides, between TikTok and the game to create the right engagement that eventually led this performance, and I think was the game changer in terms of what we did there in terms of creative. So it was great collaboration for us.
Yeah, I think it's amazing to see how creatives can help you, start from scratch and then immediately see an amazing results. And we definitely see the impact of our work together with you, with Maria, on creators. And thank you for sharing. Noam, we mentioned earlier Sparkets. So just for those of you who are not familiar with Sparkets, this is our way to promote organic videos with media spend behind it. This is like the simple as I can explain it. So could you share what made you decide as a performance lead, as a performance brand, to boost the organic activity?
Sure. So first of all, to be honest, I wasn't in Candivore when they started with it, so I would like to take the credit for that, but I can't. So it actually was part of the strategy from the beginning. I think the TikTok platform enable us to reach a big amount of communities, the right communities, to present our game in a good way, that at the end of the day will drive those viewers to download the game and to give it a try. And obviously, we saw a big boost in those regions that we use TikTok, on TikTok platform, and also on the organic side.
Yeah, so you mentioned different markets that you approach to. So Aliza, I mean, today we are monetizing globally. Could you share with us how did you scale the activity once it was stable?
Yes, so Redecor, our main target was US. We first started the US, and once we saw the results are really good, we obviously opened all the other tiers. We opened tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3. Scaled each campaign for app events and ROAS and app install, like all the variations possible. We saw really nice ROAS from all of them. We also then opened the iOS with obviously scan attribution, and also it became one of our leading sources. We continued the creative testing, and of course I want to thank Natalie and Adam from TikTok that they were really hands-on, sending us recommendations all the time, and we worked really closely with the team, so thank you.
Great. So, I mean, also in Candivore, we saw amazing results. Can you share with us what were the best aspects of this campaign?
So again, I was not in Candivore for the entire period, but I think that TikTok is really good in driving a very high amount of impressions and reach. I think that this high amount of reach and impressions at the end of the day also converting for players that are downloading the game, and it definitely pushed our efforts in those markets and our ranking in the different scores, in the different categories. At the end of the day, with all the respect to reach and awareness, those of you who knows me, I'm totally all about the performance. So definitely, we met also the ROAS KPIs that we set to ourselves, and we saw great results. Amazing.
So, wow, this was fast because we reached to the last question to the panel very, very fast. So we learned a bit about your successful campaigns. Can you share with us some tips for other brands who wish to succeed in the same way that you are?
In terms of tips, I think the number one tip is if you want to run campaigns on TikTok, you need to be an active user yourself. Know the platform, understand the trends, and understand what your users like and what are the options in terms of placement and reach. And the second thing is creative. Creative is the key to succeed in this platform. I think you should also have like a flow of creatives waiting to be uploaded, so you don't like want to scale and then you're stuck. So it's really important to have a creative flow, and that's it.
So I think there is a difference between the UA part and the organic part, the sparks on TikTok, but obviously on both of them, the creative is a big, big part, as Aliza said. Also for the organic part, which we are more doing on Candivore. So I think for that part, you need a team that knows the platform, knows the trends, knows how to work with those creators, and to guide them to present your product in the best way that you want, and with the USPs and with the things that you want to communicate to others. And I'm lucky to have Maria and a very talented and creativity team in Candivore that are really driving those things and helping us to grow more and more our game.
Yeah, I think that both of you are right. From creative perspective, again, knowing the platform, knowing the trend, knowing what it means to do a UGC content. It's not only putting a face of a creator. It's about knowing how they're telling the story, how to combine your product inside it, and do this right balance between them, both in Spark ads and in regular ads. Eventually, both of them need to work together. We need to understand, the users need to understand the product, the game, need to relate it to that. And again, leading to this engagement, that bringing us this performance results based on creative. And again, yes, creative strategy, the right creative strategy is a big thing. And it's great to see you both working greatly with creatives.
I raised her, so.
Wow, thank you for the great tips that you shared with us. And in general, I would like to thank you, Noam, Eliza, Liraz, for taking part in the panel today. I think that, all good things must come to an end. It came quicker than what I thought. But yes, definitely. I think, TikTok is a platform full of potential. And I think it is clear that it's the new destination for global gamers and marketers. And in this session, I think we learned a bit how to tap into this opportunity and build the next successful campaigns with us. So thank you. And well, we are here. I hope you enjoyed the panel. We have a booth here outside, so we invite you all to come chat with us on your next and future campaigns. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.